Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Stories Inside the Man Cave Podcast. I am Sean Clinch, the host and producer of this podcast. And on this edition of Let's Talk About It, we are going to introduce you to a father-son duo, both full of personality, one of which, the younger, the son, he may be the sophomore sensation of high school football in Central Texas and maybe, just maybe, the entire state of Texas. And before we get things going, I want you to know about a place where you can find all of your adult beverages. Are you planning a night in or hosting the crew? Hey, don't stress about running out to grab drinks. My friend Dave Ramirez over at Northwest Hills Liquor has you completely covered. They will literally bring the party right to your door with fast delivery. Remember, you must be at least 21 years of age to order, so go check them out. Northwest Hills Liquor, where you're a guest, not a customer.
They're keeping it on the ground with Gold. He gets down to the 5-yard line.
That's strike one.
Well, you see the difference in quality of video. Obviously, Dad in the older grainy video when he played running back for Oklahoma State by way of Irving High School in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and the 4K video. That is Tatum Gold, a very young receiver for the Lake Travis Cavaliers. We're about to meet them both. The Golds, father and son. Let's talk about it. All right, before we do that, I love keeping everyone in suspense. You know, self-promotion is huge, and I'm not talking about me. You know, social media is where everyone is. So go ahead and follow us, like us, Facebook, IG, X, and YouTube. And I have to say it's a subscription, but it really isn't because it's free. What I would love for you, and even the Gold Boys, they would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube page. And on TikTok, it's a work in progress. Maybe I can get Tatum to show me how to use it because I'm over 50 now, and I'm catching up on things like this. But go ahead and like, follow all of those social media platforms, and much love and appreciation to each of our partners and sponsors, in particular, this particular sponsor, Honest Plumbing and Air, where a handshake still means something. Enough with the suspense. Let's bring in the Gold Boys. All right, finally, we've reached the point where we get to introduce Tatum and Greg Gold. Tatum, the younger Gold on the right, and Greg Gold on the left. Have you guys ever been a part of something which there was so much buildup for your entrance?
No. There have not. But hey, it's all going to be worth it today.
It is. So I got to get it out. This is fun. This is a fun podcast, and Tatum, your dad sent me some videos and some pictures like we do with a lot of guests, but I asked him to give me as much as possible. And this is one that I think everyone in the Gold family probably is going to cherish, the one in the middle. First off, were y'all planning on matching that day, and do you both still have that tie?
Tatum probably doesn't have that tie.
May not fit me anymore.
Yeah. His is actually a clip-on. And yes, that was on my big day where I made it official with Tatum's stepmom. So
that's awesome. That is awesome. Tatum, there's things I don't remember my life before age 4. How old were you here?
4,
yeah.
4. Okay,
I remember some of the parts in the wedding and some of that. We came back this summer for Mexico, and it was really fun to see all of it again.
Yeah, exactly. And then, and Tatum on the bookends here, left and right. This is you last year as a freshman. and the Lake Travis High School football program. When you look at that, how have you changed? Have you through a year or 9 months and a full summer? Because you're on varsity as a sophomore. That's a pretty big honor for a young person to be, especially on a state championship caliber football program.
Yes, sir. I've been working all summer with my receiver trainer, obviously catching from Jason, our starting quarterback this year, stretching, doing Pilates, weightlifting. We have our calves course, summer lifting, and it's been really good and getting stronger, faster, building team chemistry. So, yes, sir.
Man, we got that picture. He looks kind of like a stick figure from his freshman year. He's put on probably about 18 pounds since then, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, now, Greg or Tatum, have you surpassed Dad in the height yet?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
He says that so confident. Like it just that's just what it was gonna be. But hey, I am glad though for his sake and his recruitability. I'm glad he is taller than me. That's for sure.
I am too, because I think I plateaued out in the 8th grade and 5'8" was for me. And Greg, you went about 3 or 4 inches more. So that I get it. But you know what? Mighty things come in small packages, and that is all about interpretation. I did not mean that. I was talking about football. And Tatum, this is hard for me to even ask because we're going to have a lot of fun in this episode. I just want to ask you, as a young person, have you felt all of the positive vibes and energy, not just in Lake Travis, but from Austin and surrounding areas, and maybe the whole Texas high school football community in the country, because of what you guys have had to deal with the past week, losing a teammate in Odin Hensley? And I don't want to put you on a spot. I just want to know what that has been like for all of you guys to process, because this is something that you can't put into words, or when someone asks you to describe it, you really can't. How has it been? How do you even remotely go there and try to help us understand what's going on?
First of all, I just want to say it was heartbreaking, and seeing all my teammates and coaches crying, and it was just heartbreaking for all of us, obviously, and hearing about it and hearing his family. I just prayed for his family and all. But I will say Dripping Springs, Westlake, our rivals, did support really well. Even Rouse, I did see they put writing on the eye black, and yeah, even from different schools all around, Dallas, Houston, it's been really a blessing, and just it sucks to see him go down. And he's in my prayers for sure. We got something to play in this for him this year.
Right, and it's this is all I can say is I think we've all experienced loss in some way, form or fashion at that age, but I can't even imagine what it's like to lose someone that not only you shared a locker room with, but someone you look up to. And I'm just going to say it right here, because I'm just trying to be respectful of you, because you're having to deal with it every minute, every day. It's constant reminders. Our prayers, and I'm going to speak for the Golds right here, and this is for everyone who watches this podcast and for all of us who are part of this Stories Inside the Man Cave family. From all of us, I can't extend more positivity and prayers out to the Hensley family. And you go to our Instagram page, there's that link, the QR code, and to help that family out. But also the comprehension of losing a young person. I don't have the words, but I hope and wish that something really good comes out of this for you guys, and you guys all become closer, because this is incomprehensible. And that's what I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about it and just kind of represent the Cavaliers and all the coaches in that great community you guys have in Lake Travis, BK, Spicewood. And that's, I don't know if how you've been able to process it all, but man, prayers are with you boys for sure.
Yeah, and I'll co-sign a little bit with Tatum. It has been pretty phenomenal to watch football families from all over the city but more importantly, to watch the community come together. That goes to all three middle schools, LTYA, you name it, from up down. Just what can we do? What can we do to help? What can we do to support? It's just reassuring to know that when tragedies like this happen, you've got your hometown has got your back, it's got your support, and ultimately that's really what makes Lake Travis such a special place.
Couldn't have said it any better. And I've seen some other places in Texas and across the country that the beautiful thing about high school sports is you do become not only the team, but the community comes together as one large team. And you find out all the great that comes out of high school sports because you're seeing it right now. People that don't know you've never met, you feel it. You feel their presence. And that's what's beautiful. And I don't know why the thumb just appeared on my I promise that was not a gig of Maggie's. But if it was, I don't know. Tatum, when you hear just the two-word slogan, sophomore sensation, what does that mean to you? Does that even apply to you, or is it a wait and see?
I've got a lot of proof this year for sure. Lake Travis is a great program. Coaches, players, obviously we talked about they have a great community. I have a lot to prove this year, and we'll see how it goes down this year. But I'm confident in our team and the way we play, and it's going to be a fun year this year.
Greg, and you, Tatum, when I think of Lake Travis, we can go back to early 2000s. And you go up to the Garrett Gilberts, Baker Mayfields, Garrett Wilson. I mean, there's a lot. You hear about quarterbacks, but there have been some great receivers.
Oh, yeah. There's
great receivers and tight ends that have come out of Lake Travis. And there's a lot of them kind of debuted their sophomore years. Am I jinxing it, Greg, or is it legit for me to bring this up?
I think it's legit, but, I just want to touch on Tatum works extremely hard. So anything he does accomplish this year will be because of the hard work and the hours he puts in, surrounded by an amazing coaching staff.
Right.
He's got amazing teammates to support him. You watch the teams that go far, there's never just one guy. And we all know, we're smart enough to know that in the game of football, you don't go far with one guy, and that's not what Tatum is. I think he's a great addition to what Lake Travis is doing right now. I think what's the old saying? The more you work, the higher your look is. So I think with what he's put in since literally age 4, in conjunction with what the football program has had to offer with his teammates on not just the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side, and of course the special teams. I think he's got the potential to have a really good season.
One thing I have noticed, when you play DB or receiver, you've got to have a little bit of a short-term memory. You've got to have a little swagger. And you got to have a little bit of a trash talk game. That's just my humble opinion. And I was digging around, and I found that I think you may possess both. And I don't think video lies. Let's check this out.
21.
All right.
Oh, man.
I think inquiring minds want to know, Tatum, did you get your dancing skills from mom or dad?
They really can't. Both of them really can't dance for real. I learned it all by myself. I just watch videos and just learn how to do it all by myself.
That's fair. I will say this. I feel partially responsible only because I'm the one that introduced him to Michael Jackson on YouTube. And so when I started showing him the Michael Jackson videos, it's like almost like it clicked. But I feel like since he was an infant, as soon as he could start walking, he was dancing at the same time. So it just kind of in him to entertain and dance. And then now that, he figured out who MJ was, and now that he sees receivers on the NFL and in college even now dancing. It's kind of one of those deals where now he's just a dancing machine.
I love it. And I don't think you're one that does it to bring attention, because I've always thought if you're having fun playing football, good things happen. You're loose.
That's it.
You're laid back.
Yeah.
Except I was not fast twitch. On a good day, I was average. Maybe. But you can still have fun. It's a beautiful game. You mentioned it, that your quarterback, and we've also talked about that the QB1 legacy at Lake Travis runs very deep. I mean, I could probably spend at least 10 minutes talking about all the quarterbacks. Well, Ryan Ludicky, who's your longtime defensive coordinator, he was on our special kickoff show, kicking things off, and I asked him point blank who it would be, and I learned something new. I didn't realize that there was a family tree involved.
Yeah, I think the guy this year is going to be Jason Carter, Coach Carter's son. He's had an excellent spring, and then obviously an excellent summer. And then the backup guy that will probably get some playing time also is his cousin, Gio Marissi.
Now, I knew about Coach Carter's son, and it made me feel really old. The very last hair follicle fell out when Ludecky said that, because I remember Jason when he was. Well, I don't want to be that old guy that's, well, you were yay high last time.
Oh, yeah.
Not that. It just dawned on me that Coach Carter's son, this is it. And then his cousin. So
it's a family affair.
The family affair. Tatum, tell me a little bit about that, because you're going to be the one of the targets receiving from these guys. What is it? Do you already have that chemistry with Jason Carter?
I never really played with him before, but we got to connect in the spring, and I went when he had quarterback trainings. I would go catch for him, and when I had receiver trainings, I would hit him up like, "Hey, can you come throw?" And obviously, we had a 7-on-7 team together, and we made it pretty far in the state 7-on-7 tournament. And we just really been building the connection on and off the field, and it's been truly a blessing for sure.
Yeah, and again, just in the details with that, it's been fun, because every now and then I'll show up and watch. Right. When I have time, I'll watch the trainings. And so Tatum, not only is it about just really throwing to him, Jason was able to hear, and even Gio, they were able to hear what his receiver coaches are saying. So it's really not just, hey, I'm going to run this route and do this and do that. It was like, hey, this is where he's telling him to line up, set up. This is how you set your defense up. This is how you manipulate a defense or a safety or a corner, linebacker if he comes over. And so for Tatum, it's kind of in the same sense, where he'll go to their QB trainings. Now he's listening to, hey, you've got timing. You got 4 seconds here. You got 3 seconds there. So now he knows where he needs to be, and he understands and processes, okay, I'm meshing what I'm being taught and what they're being taught, and vice versa. And now they're gelling. And so they've had, kind of a spring to work on that. They've had a sevens season, and then they've had all summer. And it's for an outsider watching, it's been really cool to watch that chemistry happen. And now they get to make it happen on the field during the season.
And to make matters interesting, and it may be a blessing, you guys won't play a home game for the first 5 games of the year. So you're going to learn how gain that chemistry with Jason, not on your home field for half the season. I mean, from a player's perspective, I mean, does that even remotely bother you at all? Or, I mean, you're excited about it because you make it through you will make it through those first 5 weeks. You come home to this beautiful new stadium.
100%. Me personally, I feel like I like playing away games more. Just like hearing like the away crowd like get loud, and like you just have like people wanting to beat you, and when you beat them, you see the frown on their face. It makes you feels a little joy in yourself. You know what I'm saying? But
he likes the noise, but then he likes to make them silent.
But obviously the new stadium this year is going to be really cool to play in. Playing Westlake in that stadium will be super fun.
That's amazing. So, Tatum, tell me, who has been your inspiration as a receiver? And 2, since you can remember age 4 clearly, since you've known about Lake Travis football history, who's your favorite Former Lake Travis Cavalier for life.
Receiver that inspires me, it's hard.
That's a tough question.
Just a lot of them.
I'd say Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra is a really big. Watching that Netflix show and seeing how he operates, his dad, we're similar, and seeing him grow up and seeing all the work he puts in, and it's really cool to see all those guys just build up their career. And Lake Travis receiver, obviously Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Seeing him grow up in my hometown, in our hometown, it was really cool to see him play and hearing stories from Coach Carter and all of that. So it's really cool.
And even, let's not mention Lake McCree, even though he's a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum's had some great opportunities to train with him this summer. And, even he's become kind of one of his favorites. And what I like about Lake McCree is, as good as he is a football player, he is a person, and watching him kind of take Tatum under his wing this past summer was really cool to see. So he was kind of my favorite kind of coming into the summer after having watched him work with Tatum.
You can't go wrong with either he or Garrett Wilson, both amazing humans. And Garrett, one of the best in the NFL. The key there is for all of them, find a way to stay healthy, but there's no way to do that. There's just no way. It's a brutal game. You're going to get hurt. It's just a matter of to what degree. So, Tatum, you and I are about to gang up on your dad a little bit. We're going to have some fun with this. We're going to go back so we can get to know Greg Gold. I know Greg, but we need to show the world. And, Tatum, you can expose some things, but we'll begin with this. The old Oklahoma State senior year photo. That's a smooth cut. Do you think, Tatum, that there will be any resemblance to that when you're a senior or junior in college?
I don't think I'm cutting the curls off, to be honest with you. He said he had braids one day in practice. And
no, you didn't. Did you really?
I did. So this is my senior year. My freshman year coming in, I had braids.
Okay.
And then I had the, I don't know, the pleasure or the experience, I guess, should I say, of Hall of Fame D lineman, D-Dub or Dub, Kevin Williams, yank out the back of my braids and then hand them to me and say, "Hey, G Gold, here's this." And so it was about that day where I cut it down, kind of similar to what Tatum has right now. And then, as you can see on that face, that was an era where we still did two-a-days. And that was, you can see the excitement on my face. It was one of those deals where it was funny. So my hair was long, and I was told that I was too pretty to, and I got bet $200 collectively that I wouldn't cut my hair. So I cut it, and then I liked it, and I kept it. And everybody said, "Hey, you don't get to win a bet if you enjoy it." I'm like, "Yeah." So that was kind of part of the reason I went bald, other than being just completely unhappy.
It's a good look. It's a good look.
Yeah, I might bring it back.
I'm clearly an advocate for bald. I love the curl.
I figured you'd be a fan of that, right?
I loved it. And so he played for right at the beginning of Coach Gundy's, your last year, Coach Gundy's first or second year. I can't remember. First year. And long career, won a lot of games, turned that program, put them on the national scene. I was actually in that post-game room when he really took off. I'm a man, I'm 40.
Oh, yeah.
So while we have you guys at the table, and in the room, so to speak, let's talk about present day. Okay, Greg Gold, let's talk Big 12.
All right.
And I don't know where to begin except the new coach, former Texas Tech receiver, led UNT to a lot of wins. Then I believe 50-plus players hit the portal. And OSU added 50-plus new players.
Yeah.
I've got a surprise for you, but your thoughts, OSU much better than last year, correct?
Oh, yeah, last 2 years, actually. And it was painful. And everybody knows how hard I bleed orange like you wouldn't believe. and it was tough. It was painful. And I said at the beginning of that process, if we could get Coach, I'm on mind blank now. He's Coach Morris.
Yeah.
If we get Coach Morris, that would be like pie in the sky. It would be great if we can get him, but we're probably not, because one, I don't know if we can afford him, because based off, some of the comments, Coach Gundy was making, was like, it was almost like we didn't have a pot to piss in, but it's as he described, and then all of a sudden we signed him, and then and I'm like, I was like, yes, like I honestly did not think we were going to be able to get him. So I was excited about that. And then I just started seeing all the players coming in, and I was like, okay, cool. And not just so much the players that were transferring in from North Texas, which was expected, but, tight ends from LSU. That was a former 4-star guy. Guys from, I think they're from Penn State, might be a couple guys from, who else? Michigan, maybe. But I started seeing some guys come in, and I'm like, wow. And then all of a sudden, we're sitting at the top of the portal class, and I'm like, we're looking pretty damn good now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, needless to say, I am unbelievably excited, on top of the fact that, Tatum got offered by them this summer to watch them go out. I'm actually going to the Oregon game this year to watch that. There was no way in hell I was going to go out to Oregon last year to go watch that. So I'm hoping this year it'll be much more exciting and fun to watch. So I'm very optimistic and looking really forward to OSU season this year.
Well, I got to get both of your takes on this. So my Man Cave family here, I asked them for their CFP Final Four, national champ, and who would be this year's Indiana. Not necessarily winning the championship, but who makes a surprise run. Look who I think Oklahoma State could be that team. We'll start with Tatum, since it's been a couple of minutes since we heard from him. What do you think I'm crazy for picking that?
No, sir. When I went to the camp, seeing that new coaching staff that my dad's never met before or seen, like it was even his first time meeting Coach Morris, and just seeing how organized the camp was, and it was the most organized camp I've ever been to. And it was really nice. Meet all the new coaches. Gundy's coaching staff was there. I've always seen them, and
right.
It was cool. And I think they're gonna make a big run this year, for sure.
What do you think, Greg? Without the OSU orange glasses on, am I crazy?
Of course not. I think it's very fair. I do think Tech belongs somewhere in there.
Okay.
Somewhere along that Final Four, I could see Tech getting in. I think they're going to have a better quarterback situation, but nonetheless, I think those being the top two teams in the Big 12, in my opinion, coming in. Obviously, OSU has a ton to prove, but no, it's pretty fair. It's fair to say that they're the kind of the dark horse, if you will.
I think Tech can make it. It's if they'll allow two Big 12 teams, and they may just be the only one. Tech is good, and I think Tech's good enough to go to the Elite Eight or the round of 8. And I think A&M, if they can just replenish what they lost, I think they could be up there with Texas in the. It's all about matchups, really.
It is, yeah. A&M, they every year they're the most highly rated, most amped up, and then it's just disappointing year after year. I know my brother's going to kill me because my brother played A&M, so I know he's going to kill me when he hears this. But it's just, and I root for him. I do. And all of my closest friends, all Aggies, ironically.
I have plenty of them.
People that I do closest business with, all Aggies. And yet they're, as much as I root for them, they just disappoint and let everyone down. It's sad because you look at all the money that's being poured into that program, and it's like, at what point are they going to make it? I can always make excuses for OSU. Hey, we're not this, we're not that, we don't have the funds. But I watch A&M, I'm like, what is your excuse?
It's
other than just not getting it done. But I still root for him.
yeah. I think I don't know. It would be interesting to see if Texas, A&M, and Tech all make it this year because Texas handed A&M their only loss in the regular season, and then Miami just shut them down in College Station.
Man, with what's been going on in the summer and back and forth, I want to see a Tech and Texas matchup.
That would be amazing.
That's what I want to see in Dallas, and just watch the fans set that roof on fire. That's what I want to see.
That would be cinema, pure cinema,
absolute cinema.
That'd be the. Oh my God! I'll just wait. I don't want to jinx it because I love to see it.
To me, I feel like that game would be as big as the Lone Star Shootout. I mean,
it could be.
If not, if bigger.
It could be. I can see it. I think the people want it.
Oh, for sure.
Who's gonna pay the most for some players?
I mean, Pat McAfee even talked about that last year during the season, watching those. Wanted to see those two match up, and I'd pay for that for sure.
I think it would be a high dollar ticket.
It would be
for sure. So you mentioned your business. You've got a helmet on your shirt. You have a helmet collection behind you. So just for everyone to know, Greg's got his hand in a lot, but mainly this. I had to pull a local one, the Hutto Hippos, who I think are the most underrated team in the area going into the season. That's a whole nother podcast. They have a great helmet. So you design logos and helmets. Tell it how all of this start, AU Concepts, and Tatum. It's kind of been a family business, hasn't it?
You could say. Yeah, I'll keep it short because I can go into extreme depths with this, but Tatum's partly responsible. He's big responsible. Has responsibility in me starting this business. He was getting into tackle football. At the same time, I was trying to figure out how I could get out of the corporate world and work for myself. And sure enough, started this business really to kind of as a side gig to get out of some debt and put a down payment on me and my wife's first home together, and then side gig turned full-time gig, and here we are. And so it's been something that I hold true. It's what I could call my third child. I've poured everything into this thing. From literally knocking on doors, and it's amazing how it's evolved. It went from, oh, hey, I want to make all this money, right? But then it goes into like, okay, I want to work with every school I want to work with, and then it starts evolving in, okay, I want to build a place where people love to come to work, and people. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, we all got to work. The majority of our life is spent working, so I want to create a place that's not toxic, that doesn't treat people like a number, and I think I've done a good job with that. We've got great employees. I'm unbelievably lucky with the folks that work for us, and they do an amazing job. And that's, the other part is, how do I find people that love this as much as I do? And every day, they make me feel that. And so, AU, started small. We went from about, our first year, 40 teams, to about a little around 2,000 teams nationwide. And so, we're probably at this point in about 80% of the schools in Texas. And, Texas is my home state, and I could do business here and be just fine. But the fact is that we have spread our wings. I love doing business in Oklahoma, obviously. I've got guys now that, I play with that are coaches and 80s and all that other fun stuff. And I love working in every state, don't get me wrong. But to do it here, where I feel, football's a religion, more than probably anywhere else or close to. It's an absolute blessing. And yeah, AU just continues to grow year after year after year. I get nervous every January where we start back at zero and I go, okay, what are we going to do? And so, this year we grew again. And we were adding more people. And so when you can grow your crew and grow your business, you're doing something right year after year. So again, it's like I said, it's my third child and probably my favorite one compared to him and his sister. But
and what does AU stand for?
So the periodic table. Oh, gold.
Common sense, Clinch. I should have known that.
Hey, don't feel bad. One of Tatum's teachers, I won't mention names, was a science teacher actually, and she ended up messaging me on Facebook and said, "You know what? I am so embarrassed, but I just realized 2 years after following you and your company that I realized what the AU stood for." And I'm like, it's all good. I don't judge. We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah. Well, what's really awesome is this year I took my little one, Presley, to Houston and to get her passport. And we go to the museum to kill some time. And when we go to the museum, we go to the section that had it talked about the elements of science. And she could see all the AU. She was immediately, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." She was sprinting to all the AU signs and the gold block they had in there. And anyway, so that's always fun seeing stuff like that.
Well, Tatum and Greg, this is a Stories Inside the Man Cave tradition, and I just want you to add to it, so to speak. All right, the Man Cave story. There have been some that I never thought people would tell, and they did, and I loved it. This is episode, 538? So we've had roughly 475 Man Cave stories. We'll begin with you, Tatum. What we hope to be the sophomore sensation, Lake Travis Cavalier receiver, the next great one. Is there any story, either with your family or playing football, that is as amusing today to tell as it was when it happened?
There's a lot of when I went on my first game day visit at Texas Tech, seeing the college crowd, seeing everyone, the crowd erupting and all of that, it was like, whoa, this is what I'm gonna be playing on Saturdays. This is the energy, this is what I want to jump to when I'm playing around. And it was just dreaming about it, and then you actually see it. It's just all things come true eventually.
That's a good one. Greg, is there one that you can date it? You can go back 30 years if you'd like. Well, wait a minute, 20 years, 25, 20.
Yeah. Well, what's funny? I know my OSU buddies will get a kick out of this, but my freshman year in college, I told the story, making sure that he doesn't do this. My freshman year in college, I actually, I sneak out of my room during camp and get caught by Coach Miles, who, yeah. And my punishment was, so at the time, he used to run marathons. Him and his wife both. They run 3Ks, 5Ks. And my punishment was to show up at 5 a.m. and run with him, not knowing how far I was running. It was just all throughout Stillwater at 5 a.m. And he'd be talking to me the entire time about God knows what, the weather, what does he think? What do I think about the playbook? I mean, the list goes. I mean, the man would just pull stories out, and if I wasn't going fast enough, come on, Gold, I'd have to stay at his pace. He's wearing running shoes. I'm wearing turf shoes, thinking like I'm getting ready to do bear crawls, on the football field or something, or stadiums, which I would have much rather have done. Yeah. But no, I'm wearing turf shoes, running. I still to this date, maybe I'll find out in the Golden Gates. I have no idea how many miles I ran with Miles, but it was quite a day. Not my best story, but certainly entertaining.
No, that was a good story. I had no idea you would go there, and I had no idea that Les Miles was a long distance runner. That's amazing. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
And for punishment, he's an interesting cat.
He is.
He won some. He did beat OU twice.
There you go.
And I think probably almost know you.
Shoot, and he did that in what 4-5 years versus Gundy's that beat OU. I think only 3 or 4 times in his 19 year. That was painful to watch, but hey, I don't judge. I don't know if I'm qualified to coach a Big 12 Power 4 team 19 years and do it the way he did it. So I won't knock on Gundy.
And I hate saying it, it's just a stat. Historically, that's not a rivalry. If you look at the overall, it's like, what is it? OU leads 90-20, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. But since Miles arrived, Miles and Gundy, OSU won more.
Correct.
Who won the last one?
And that's all that matters. The one who won it last. There's only one Oklahoma, and it's Oklahoma State, baby.
And the simple fact that they don't play is a travesty right now.
Yeah, it'll happen again. I'm sure. Everybody thought Texas and A&M wouldn't, and we all eventually knew it was eventually going to happen. And sure enough, when it did, it was unbelievable. So it'll all come back. It's only a matter of time.
I got to see 6 Bedlams. It's different. It's a great game. Sometimes lopsided, but most of the time dramatic. Weird things happen.
And usually the lopsidedness happens in Norman. In Stillwater, it gets spicy.
It does. And it's usually really cold.
Yeah. And there's only one time I can think of where we got embarrassed at home, and that was when they had Hurts. We just didn't show up. I don't know what. It was just not our evening. And I thought for sure we'd make it at least a game, but that was one of the ones that sticks out that we got absolutely embarrassed.
When they had Kyler Murray with CE.
Oh, yeah, but we actually played well against them at home, and when we played them there, we played decent. We didn't get embarrassed, but boy, Hurts would have hurt on us.
In Whedon's year, his last year, they beat him. I think it was at Stillwater. T. Boone Pickens is a great place. The sound, it's in the ground, kind of. It's perfect. Yep. The bowl. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to finish up with some positivity. But before all that, it's hot and it's 100+ degrees a lot. And we got about 2 more weeks left of that. I don't want anyone to run into. Well, we know we're going to need AC in October. So check out our guys here to get a little inspection done, because you do not want to go an hour, much less a day, without AC. We'll see you on the other side.
Austin's heat is hard on AC systems, and they break down at the worst possible times. Most AC failures we see could have been prevented with a system tune-up. So if you're worried your old AC won't make it through summer, get ahead of the problem. At Honest, our professional AC tune-up is only $99 and comes backed by our no-breakdown guarantee. Only $99, so your system works better and lasts longer. For AC and plumbing repair you can trust, call Honest.
Hey, Ben, tell me something good.
Well, if you guys know my cards, that was his son DJ before he hit puberty. DJ does not sound like that anymore. Tatum Gold, tell me something good, my brother. Something positive.
Good. Something positive. Shoot, football season in 2 weeks. First year on varsity. It's gonna be real. Can't wait for it. Great squad, young squad. It's gonna be a fun season.
How about you, Greg? What can you bring to the table as far as telling me something good?
Yeah, football's here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't get any better than that. In light of all the things that recently happened, there's still so much to look forward to. And I just want to clarify, it's not about moving on; it's about moving forward with. And so I watch these young players just watch these young kids, and it's fun to watch them grow. For me, this is one of the most anticipated seasons of all time, and for me, because I've talked about this since before he was born. Having a son doing this one day on Friday, and then to watch him, I'm so damn proud of this kid. Just to watch him do what he does at the level that he does it. I'm more than proud of him. And so he worked so hard since he was 4 years old. You've seen some of the videos I've sent you, all those ladder drills, me yelling at him. Finally, I'm excited to see it on Friday nights. We've had these conversations like, man, in years past, I wonder how good Lake Travis's varsity is going to do this year. Last year, hey, I wonder how good they're going to do. He was part of the flag crew. And what do they call it?
Flag runners.
Yeah, flag runners. And he was a spirit guy that, he had to put in his work, and he was picking up the football equipment, and now he's out there with his helmet on. And for me to watch him do those things is really just it is inspiring for me.
Yeah.
To do it at his level and at the capacity that he just puts in the work, he eats right, he takes care of his body. And it's just one of those things that's pretty uncommon for somebody his age that does those things without half the time me having to ask him to do it. I never beg him to do it, that's for sure. But nonetheless, that's something great coming up that I'm excited and looking forward to.
I think it's a beautiful father-son story in many ways, and I know mothers watching or they feel the sense of pride too because they experience it as well. But hey, shout out to all the single moms out there going through this and raising football players and other athletes. Much love to each of the single moms. Shout out to every one of y'all. I know because mine was, and I saw that. But everyone in Lake Travis, Bee Cave, everyone in the Austin or the great state of Texas, the single moms out there, and for dads like you, Greg, you said it best. You've been thinking about this, and you were proud of him. Even doing the things leading up before his first varsity season, that's pretty amazing. And I'm really excited for you and the entire Gold family. And you know what? I'll say it again. Everybody is being supportive of that Lake Travis community. And Tatum, look forward to watching you play. I can't wait. Just let it do what you've been doing. I know it's a step up, but it's part of the process. And it's going to be fun to watch you develop, for sure. Appreciate you guys making time for this. And you know what? Anytime that you get an opportunity to learn about AU and realize that, wait a minute, that stands for gold on the periodic table of elements. And to talk to both Tatum and Greg Gold, man, it's always good to talk about it.